Global happenings today. We communicate. We analyze global news. Stay tuned.
Hello beautiful people, welcome back to our channel. Finally, the people of Rivers State have risen up to defend that which they believe is their right. And to make matters interesting, they have lined it up. They've had it up to their neck and they're saying no more. This time around, they listed it one after the other, exactly one of the reasons why they want and why it must be done. And they are ready for their plan B when the government of the day have refused to allow them to have access to their plan A. Because right now we are having two governments of the day. The one that is led by Fubara and the one led by the FCT minister still in Rivers State. So they have made up their mind that if there is any plan B, they have their plan A, plan B ready. I'm talking about the citizens of Rivers State, particularly from the constituency of Wike and Martins Amaewhule. Let's dive into the news to find out the latest move that is happening just about now. Before we go to the newspaper, kindly subscribe to our channel. According to the news, a lawyer, Kenneth Amadi, has written to the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, to commence the recall proceedings against the Speaker of the Rivers State House of Assembly, Martins Amaewhule. Now, the development is the latest twist in the protracted political crisis in Rivers State, which ensued after Fubara fell out with his predecessor, Nyesom Wike, currently the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory. Amaewhule's seat and that of 26 others pro-Wike members of the Assembly were declared vacant by lawmakers loyal to Fubara following their defection from the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to All Progressive Congress, APC. As a result of the development, Fubara worked with the Victor Okojumbo-led three-man faction of the Assembly. Now, Fubara presented the budget to the Okojumbo group and they also confirmed commissioner nominees and other appointments coming from the governor. However, Amaewhule and the 26 others later renounced their defection, and the Supreme Court, in a judgment on the 28th day of February 2025, ordered that they should resume sitting immediately. The Apex Court also ordered the governor to represent the 2025 budget to the State Assembly under Amaewhule's leadership. Meanwhile, a letter obtained as at Wednesday, 12th of March 2025, showed that proceedings have been initiated to recall Amaewhule from the Assembly. The letter dated 7th March 2025 and addressed to the Resident Electoral Commissioner, INEC, Rivers State, was titled Pre-Action Notice, request made pursuant to the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 and Freedom of Information Act 2011 for a certified true copy of the verified voter register for obiokpor federal state constituencies, Rivers State, as preliminary steps towards the recall of Martins Amaewhule, the legislator representing obiokpor State constituency at the Rivers State House of Assembly. A stamp on the acknowledgement copy of the letter showed that it was received by INEC as an INEC office as at 11th day of March 2025. The lawyer Amadi explained in the letter that he is the lawyer to several indigenes of obiokpor local government area in Rivers State, Amaewhule's constituency. He also further explained that the request is in accordance with the FOI Act 2011, that's Freedom of Information, and Section 69 and 110 of the 1999 Constitution as amended, as well as Section 116 of the Electoral Act 2010 as amended, which empowers INEC to conduct a recall proceedings against a member of the National Assembly or State Assembly or Area Council of the FCT upon the receipt of a valid petition alleging a loss of confidence in the member by more than 50% of voters registered to vote in that member's constituency. Part of the letter read, and I quote, "I write in my capacity as a lawyer to several indigenes of obiokpor local government area of Rivers State who are desirous of initiating a recall of Martins Amaewhule for the following reasons: defection from the People's Democratic Party to the All Progressive Congress in December 2023, failure to provide effective representation for the majority of the public interest of constituents, instead focusing on his own personal interest and the interest of his political godfather, consistent involvement in undemocratic, illegal, and violent impeachment activities since the year 2013, when he moved the motion for impeachment of a duly and legally appointed Speaker of Rivers State House of Assembly. Disobedience to the judgment of the Supreme Court of Nigeria delivered on the 28th February 2025, which directed all parties to await the final determination of the legal status of Martins Amaewhule and 26 other lawmakers of the Rivers State House of Assembly who defected in December 2023, illegal usurpation of the duties of His Excellency Governor of Rivers State by amendment of certain laws of Rivers State to confer upon himself the powers to extend the tenure of chairman of the 2023 local government areas, local government of Rivers State, and appointment of commissioners of Rivers State House of Assembly Service Commission, just to mention a few. Failure to fulfill his campaign promises to build agriculture and aquaculture farms for youth of obiokpor, that's the constituency of obiokpor, just to mention a few. Failure to publish and comply with the legislative agenda of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as is the legislative practice of the National Assembly. The letter warned that if the requested CTC of the voters register is not made available within 7 days, the constituents will take legal action to enforce their legal rights. Speaking further, Amadi said Amaewhule has serially violated court orders since he was restored as Speaker of the Assembly. The lawyer added that the business of lawmaking had come to a standstill as Amaewhule-led Assembly is only interested in fighting the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission reset. In the days immediately after the Supreme Court of Nigeria judgment of 28 February 2025, Amaewhule has issued several ultimatums against the chairman of RISEC and more recently a bench warrant for the arrest of chairman and commissioners of RISEC. This is in spite of a valid injunction of a High Court of Rivers State that prevents Amaewhule and the Rivers State House of Assembly from doing anything against the said chairman of RISEC, pending the hearing of the ongoing lawsuit that said chairman of the RISEC filed against Amaewhule and his 26 lawmakers, he said. Amadi added that the uncommon and exuberant zeal that Amaewhule and the 26 lawmakers are spending upon RISEC alone since their resumption since after 28 February 2025 raises a lot of suspicion and worry. This is because it appears that the entire business of lawmaking of Rivers State House of Assembly has come to a standstill. There is no mention of any other activities such as bills that undergo first or second reading. There is no mention of constituency project or visit to constituents, and certainly no mention of oversight functions. The only activity that we hear and read about as the function of Rivers State House of Assembly is ultimatums and bench warrant for arrest of the chairman and commissioners of RISEC, he further stated. Reports has it that political crisis in Rivers State further escalated on Wednesday, 12th March 2025, with Governor Fubara having been prevented from gaining access to the Assembly quarters to present the 2025 budget to the lawmakers as ordered by the Supreme Court. Despite a letter forwarded by Fubara to the Speaker, Amaewhule, dated 11th March 2025, which notified the lawmakers of the governor's intention to present the budget on the 12th March 2025, the gates of the Assembly quarters were locked when Fubara and other government officials arrived for the function. The governor left without presenting the budget, leading to another impasse in the already protracted political crisis. Speaking after the incident, Fubara accused Amaewhule of deliberately avoiding him. He said he called Amaewhule severally, but the Speaker refused to answer his calls. This is getting very interesting. Now I'm beginning to see a bite. For a while now, a whole lot of us were beginning to feel what's going on. Even if your governor is suing for peace, those who should benefit the most from democracy are actually the ones actually suffering the most, which is the citizenry. If the people who voted you, the people who said, Amaewhule, go and represent us in obiokpor, the people who said, oh, Amaewhule, you are our son, we want you to, give us project, and they're not saying, we know they do. I think going forward, because I know that, as usual, some of these agencies have decided to align. But if the people of obiokpor will gather together in one voice, thank God this person that is handling it is a legal practitioner, in one voice, the recall looks tedious, but it's doable. You cannot, in all honesty, be saying you're representing the people and you are just doing everything to thwart the people from collecting their salaries. Because if for any reason budget is not being presented, they will stop the income flow. CBN will not allow their FAC allocation will not be given to them. They will not pay salaries. People will suffer. The same people you claim you are representing will not suffer. They will not collect salaries. Businessmen who voted you in will begin to see unrest everywhere. Their businesses, because if civil servants and others can't get salaries, how can they now buy products from the businessmen? Everywhere will come on a standstill, and they all voted you in. So it doesn't make any reasonable sense. Whatever that must be done, since they have decided to hijack other places, this one is your at least this one is constitutional. Nobody should come and turn the constitution and say no for you to be able to. Nobody can. It is constitutional. The reason why this constitution was made for days like this and personalities like this who have decided to take this whole thing very personal instead of going